soft on the brakes. Leclerc has that inside line. Perez goes off the track, comes into gate. Off goes Leclerc. Through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff.
This is Solo P1 and welcome to episode 56 of the Flaming Tarmac. Now, we've got the Austrian Grand Prix this weekend. I even forgot then what Grand Prix it was. We've got the Austrian Grand Prix this weekend. We've got the sprint weekend. I do like the sprint weekend because it's more content for me because I like doing the content. I always say that every weekend. Every time we have a weekend where we've got a sprint weekend, I say the same thing, but the reason why I'm saying it because I mean it. I love the content creating. I love creating videos. I love making videos. Sometimes I get 30 views. Sometimes I get 50 views. Sometimes I might even be lucky to get 100 views. But I do it because I love making videos. I actually love making videos. So, this weekend, now, before we start getting into this weekend and my pick for this weekend regarding, you got the race, you got the sprint race, got the sprint weekend, whatever you want to call it. I think we've got the qualifying on tomorrow, practice one tomorrow, then we've got qualifying, and then we've got on Saturday we've got the sprint race, and then on Sunday we've got the race. So, but today, bit of controversy from Lewis Hamilton. In my opinion, I think he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. He's saying it here. We're in Austria. We are in Max Verstappen's more or less hometown. Austria and basically Austria and the Netherlands, there is hometown. There is playground. Even you can actually say Spa, but more them two. So Lewis knows he's not really liked here. He's not stupid. Been around the block, been there and done it. He knows he's not liked in Austria, but if you want the crowd to turn on you even more, throw a grenade into it. A grenade. And the grenade is what I'm going to play now. This is the grenade what Lewis Hamilton threw into the Grand Prix. This is the beginning of the weekend. There you go. Play.
Lewis, I was looking the standing, and now as a team you are behind Red Bull. How are you hoping that the next step announced by TOTO will make you take another important step to reach Red Bull?
I think we have a step coming. It's, I would say, similar to the last step we took, so just small steps in the right direction. But the great thing is that we have steps coming, so that's the one really, really important thing to look at. The car is moving in the right direction. I was just saying that, I think ultimately it's likely that bit by bit, by the end of the year, we'll probably, catch Red Bull, but that's only because they're probably already focusing on next year's car because they're so far ahead. They don't have to make any changes to this year's car anymore because they're so far ahead. He's cruising at 100 points ahead of us, and I think the FIA should probably put a time when everyone's allowed to start developing.
So we're saying there, the FIA should be a limit on a specific date or month when the other teams should start developing their cars for the next year, which I kind of agree with it. But this is where it all starts. This is where he throws a grenade into the room, into the Grand Prix. Like I said, he knows he's hated here. He knows he's hated here. Everybody knows that Lewis Hamilton is hated here at Austria. Let's continue it.
The next year's car, so August 1st, that's when everybody can start, so that no one can get an advantage on the next year, because that sucks. Do you not think? It would make more sense. But of course,
you are Lewis and you can say this.
They should, because you shouldn't. Say, for example, you start the season, you have you have a bad car. You could just say, actually, I'm not going to bother with developing this car. I put all this money into next year's car and have an advantage. So,
can I say you had a similar situation in the past with your team?
Yeah, we never started as early as them, but yeah, no, it is, and that's what I'm saying. It needs to change because that's why you have dominance for so long. and they keep allowing it to happen. When Ferrari were ahead, that's the same thing happened there. When Red Bull were ahead with Seb back in the day, they could start earlier, and so they were always ahead.
So if you go and watch this interview, it's on YouTube, you can go watch it. Lewis knows what he's doing, in my opinion. He knows what he's doing. He wants to stoke the fire. You know, he wants to cause controversy because, you know, maybe it's a tactic to try and throw Verstappen off his game. I don't know. He knows the Max fans don't like him. So he's going to wind them up even more. So this is the way he does it. It's mind games. That's what Formula One is. It's mind games. Nobody's talking about this. People are just saying, oh, Lewis is right what he's saying. Some people are, you know, the same old haters are saying online, saying, oh, Lewis is bitter. Whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. I don't really care about that. But he knows exactly what he's doing, okay? Lewis knows exactly what he's doing. He's stoking the fire. He's throwing the grenade into the room just for it to blow up and for it to expand. He knows what he's doing, trust me. Let's continue the interview.
But do you feel that you can win at least a race this year?
I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to win a race. As I said, I really have no idea. It depends where the car goes. I think we'll hopefully get close, but I can't predict what Aston are going to do, what Ferrari are going to do, where Red Bull are going to be. So, but I hope so. But I also hope that we don't focus too much on winning the race this year. I care less to win a race this year and more to win the championship next year.
So, true talk. He would rather win. Obviously, he wants to win the world title. He wants to win his 9th championship. But obviously, we'd like to win one race, I reckon. But obviously, his focus is on next year's championship. So, this is where it starts to get interesting. Who comes into the interview? My favourite Sky broadcaster, the only one that really talks the truth, and he doesn't care what people think of him. Ted Kravitz. So Ted Kravitz injected himself into the interview. Listen to Ted Kravitz. Watch this.
I'm tempted to pick up and ask you if you think I can't do it. If you think with Red Bull now starting on next year's car, the 10% break on the cost cap might end up, will it end up costing them at all?
I don't think it did anyways. It didn't cost them anything.
It's something we were talking about at the end of Canada.
The penalty didn't cost them anything.
So, Lewis Hamilton saying the penalty didn't cost Red Bull anything, which obviously it never. Looking back now and looking at the car now, that penalty never meant nothing, and that just proves my point that the FIA are involved with Red Bull, and this penalty was absolutely, it was just a pointless penalty. It never affected Red Bull in any way. Their car was already ready to go, so it doesn't matter what the penalty that they got should have been more severe, and it wasn't. So they basically got away with it, and we all knew this, but now it's just coming out in the wash that everybody can see that Red Bull got away with it. They got away with cheating. So we're going to continue this interview.
Well, they say it will cost them at the end of the year.
Definitely did. So it was so small.
Okay.
Right, he's talking about Glastonbury. He said that he went Glastonbury, enjoyed himself. Now let's listen to Max Verstappen. I haven't really listened to this interview by Max Verstappen. I'm going to play it now. Max Verstappen responds to Lewis Hamilton. Let's just play this video. Let's just see if we can play it. Unmute. Play it back now.
Oh, we weren't talking about that when he was winning his championships, right? So I don't think we should now. That's how Formula One works. You know, when you have a competitive car, yeah, it's great. But at one point, of course, you also have to look ahead to the year next. But I mean, it's normal, of course, people behind us say these kind of things, but they should also not forget when they were winning how it was looking, and if people would comment these kind of things, then probably they would also say different. Well, it would comment a bit different, but that's how it goes in Formula One.
So that's what he says. That's how it goes in Formula One. But the thing about it, Mercedes did not cheat. That's the difference. So that's it, man. That's the Flaming Tarmac, episode 56. And this weekend is going to be a very busy weekend for me on my channel. Look out for all the alerts on your. if you've subscribed to me, look for all the alerts on your subscription boxes. They'll be coming fast. So the way it's going to be tomorrow it's going to be the practice one watch along, virtual watch along, where you'll be able to come on my channel and watch that, the virtual watch along. And on the evening time, they're going to have the sprint qualifying. That will be live watch along. That'll be on my channel as well. Tomorrow it's going to be a live watch along of the practice 2, and then in the evening it's going to be a live watch along with the sprint race. That'll be on the Saturday. Yeah, that's Saturday, and then Sunday it's just going to be the race as normal. So look out for that on my channel, and yeah, hit the subscribe, hit the like, everything's there for you guys. See you later, guys. Bye.